women's singles champion and now men's singles champion as well. A first ever Super Series title for Shrikant Kidambi. Absolutely extraordinary. Well, he thoroughly deserved the win. 45 minutes. And there is a new star in the world of badminton. Shrikant Kidambi. Victory 21-19, 21-17 over the great Lin Dan.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to present awards to Honorable Referee of THAIHOT China Open 2014, part of the MetLife BWF World Superseries Premier.
各位领导、各位嘉宾、观众朋友们，接下来我们要向裁判长团队颁发泰国2014年中国羽毛球公开赛裁判纪
Well,
念
it says
牌。
award ceremony for the men's singles, but that's going to happen in just a minute or two, because first of all, presentation of our tournament referees. Belgium. His deputies there. Coach
让我们以热烈的掌声欢迎国家体育总局英语中心主任、中国羽毛球协会副主席李永波先生为本次赛事的裁判长团队颁发纪念牌。
Zhao from
May I nominate the votes, Mr. Philip Lee, Ms. Zheng Sanliang, Mr. Ding Yang.
他们是罗迪格布斯先生、菲普里先生、郑三良女士、丁阳先生。
The following awarding ceremony will be the CHN Cup men's singles.
接下来进行的是泰国2014年中国羽毛球公开赛东风雪铁龙杯男子单打颁奖仪式。
The runner-up is Lin Dan from China.
获得亚军的运动员是来自中国的林丹。
So both players are invited to step forward. Well, 76th career final for Lin Dan.
The winner is
It's only the 19th time that he's been
冠军
on
是
the
来自
second
印
spot
度的
of
斯
the
里
podium.
汉斯。
Shrikant Kidambi, his previous best, a semi-final at this year's Singapore Super Series event. Well, to win the first ever Super Series title at a premier event really is very special indeed. We look at his previous achievements. Shrikant, 2012, a couple of titles, Maldives International and Bahrain International. Last year, Thailand Grand Prix Gold event, which really announced him onto the world stage. But this tournament, I think Morton has turned him into a star.
Absolutely, everybody will be coming to watch him play, and when he plays like what we've seen here today, you know, he's definitely worth it. What a performance it was in this tournament. But in all honesty, again, we have to go back to what we said earlier. He's got to be more consistent.
Yeah, of course. But I think it's been a wonderful day for India, for Indian badminton. You know, they've got the Commonwealth Games gold medalist in Kashyap,
Yeah.
Pali. They've now got a Super Series champion in the men's singles. Saina Nehwal has been there for a while. They've got PV Sindhu. They've got a whole host of players. In the past, they've been reliant on just Saina Nehwal.
Yes.
Now, India is a real force to be reckoned with in world terms.
Totally agree. Well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the award ceremony for the CHN men's singles.
泰和2014年中国羽毛球公开赛东风雪铁龙杯男子单打颁奖仪式到此结束，请颁奖嘉宾和获奖运动员退场。稍后将进行女子双打比赛。
The following match will be women's doubles final. Let's welcome the players. Wang Xiaoli, Yu Yang from China.
现在将要进行的是女子双打决赛，让我们用热烈的掌声欢迎中国运
So
动
before the
员
women's doubles
王
final,
小
let's have a look
李
at the destination Dubai rankings for the women's doubles. And Matsutomo and Takahashi, having been in the semi-final here, consolidate their place at the top. After the French, of course, Marjin and Tang Yuan Ting, who reached the final in Paris, shot up from 6 to number 4, but they will go back down to number 6 because the pair ranked at number 6, Tian and Zhao, will jump above them because they are indeed in today's final, as indeed are the pair ranked at number 10. So whether Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang, whether they win or lose, they will go up 2 places to number 8 on the ranking after today's final, but they still won't be in a qualifying position. Just to remind you, it is only the top 8 players or pairs, and you're not allowed more than 2 pairs or 2 players in the singles from any one nation. So the 3-time defending champions, Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang, the number 5 seeds here, it is imperative that they win this week and probably next week as well, so I don't think they're playing together next week. Anyway, here is the women's doubles draw from the quarter-final stage. And as you can see, dominated by China in the semi-finals, only Matsutomo and Takahashi who incidentally have just become the new world #1s on the world ranking list, not the Super Series list, which they have been world #1s on the Destination Dubai list. For a while. Yep, absolutely. Anyway, this is a repeat of the World Championship final from earlier this year. And of course, on that occasion, it was the #2 seeds Tian and Zhao who won. Their opponents had been the defending world champions, two-time world champions, in fact, haven't they? Wang and Yu Yang. So really these two pairs have dominated world badminton over the last 4 years or so. So Yu Yang and Wang and three-time defending champions. Well, for Yu Yang, this is her 6th final in the women's doubles here, because she was twice runner-up with Du Jing, 2007 and 2009. It really is quite a record, isn't it? So there is Yu Yang, former Olympic champion with Du Jing, 28 years of age now, and their world ranking of 5. They've only played 8 tournaments towards that world ranking. 25-year-old Wang Xiaoli, their win-loss record for the year, well, not exactly right according to my statistics, because I've got them down as 3 losses, but 5 finals from 6 tournaments is very, very impressive. Now, in the first round, they actually had a bye, and that was one of our talking points earlier in the week, which we'll come back to in a minute as we look at Zhao Yunlei, already winner of the mixed doubles, 28 years of age, as indeed is her partner. #2 seeds, #4 on the world ranking. Of course, both these pairs are former world #1s as pairs, and both, or 2 players on court opposing each other, have been world #1s with other partners as well. So I think we can conclude that they're pretty impressive women's doubles players. Well, again, they had a bye in the first round, #8 seeds in the quarterfinal. The Indonesian pair of Gracia Poli and Meswari, who won the Asian Games gold medal. Now I make it 15th meeting between these two. I make it 9 and 5, but the last meeting was certainly those World Championships. World Championships in Copenhagen, 21-19, 21-15. Of course, it's an issue. Maybe that's a bit strong, but it is something in world badminton that some tournaments don't count towards world rankings and therefore don't appear on our database. Commonwealth Games, Asian Games,
European Games.
Well, we haven't had it yet, but whether that appears on it, I'm not sure. We count the Olympic Games, as indeed we should, towards world rankings.
Yeah, but it's different. But we can come back to it.
Yeah. So the defending champions, Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang,
What a start.
the world and Olympic champions, Tian and Zhao Yunlei.
Service over, 1-all.
Oh, that was a cue there. people queuing up to kill it.
2-1.
Better than having none.
Yeah, as long as they can agree who to take it.
Yeah. Yes, lovely change of pace.
Service over. 2-all.
Yeah, there were two options, either the drop shot or the lift, I think. That would have been a good option as well. This proved possibly to be the best. It was a straight point.
Duo play. Three, two.
Yes, well worked. I remember Morton at the beginning of the year, and we were a little bit concerned about Yu Yang, weren't we? And the fact that she was obviously struggling with injury, and we wondered about her desire and whether she really wanted to put in the work. We questioned her fitness levels, and you know, but
Service over. 3,
having withdrawn from 3 tournaments early on in the year, since they've come back, they've really been pretty impressive, haven't they? Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang, 5 finals from 6 tournaments.
Yeah. I was one of the few witnessing when they lost in Taipei
Yeah,
to Gracia Foley and her partner.
Aswari.
So, but apart from that, I think, as you say, they have been very impressive.
Yeah, they seem to go through a bit of a wobble patch because there was that loss in the final in Taipei, and then they followed that up with losing in the last 16 of the Asian Games. But since then, they've been almost unbeatable. In fact, have been unbeatable. Won the Danish Super Series and the French.
Yes.
So yes, they have been unbeatable.
Service over. 5-4. Yeah. Delay.
Very, very good attacking play by the
Six,
defending
four.
champions.
It was a nice angle that Wang Xiaoli created on the last one, and that really did the damage. That was a good angle. But so far, I think that Tian and Zhao Yunlei has really been quite happy sitting back defending.
Service fault. 4.
Service fault called. Does that
Service
surprise you?
over.
Not the service fault, I'm
5,
talking about
6.
The
sitting
start-
back and defending.
A bit. They're good aggressive
Yeah.
women's doubles, and Zhao Yunlei at the front is, as what we saw in the mixed doubles, quite devastating.
Yeah.
So yes, I had expected them to yeah, be more aggressive. Look at that, lifting again. Some counter-attacking there. And that's good.
Yeah. As we were remarking in the
6-all.
mixed doubles how well she was moving, Zhao Yunlei. Looks to be over any injury troubles that she had. Well, there's a chance here today, Morton, for this pair, Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang, to make history here at the China Open, because never before has any pair in any discipline won 4 consecutive titles here. There's 2 other women's doubles pairs who have won 3 consecutive titles, Gefei and Gu Jun.
Yeah.
Gosh, they were a good pair, weren't
That was
they?
a good pair, very
Yeah.
good pair.
And Yang Wei and Zhang Jiewen. Well, they weren't shabby, they won the Olympics too.
Shabby.
But nobody's won it 4 consecutive times. As a player, do you think about those sort of things when you...
No.
7-all.
Take a match at a time, see what happens. If you start considering all the other things, you know, how many times and why this and why that and who's watching and who will be disappointed and all that, you got to put that aside. You go in there, you play your match and then see what happens.
Yeah. Check the record books later.
Later, yes. Try to put the name to as many trophies as possible and then that's it.
Yeah.
8-7.
In a way, a very simple life, isn't it?
Mm.
9-7.
Yeah, the problem is people like you and me, Morton, we keep drawing these records to people's attention. Do you remember at Wimbledon when could Roger Federer win for a 6th consecutive time and break Bjorn Borg's 5 consecutive time record?
Yeah.
That's all everybody was talking about.
Yeah.
You know, the poor man can't get away from that sort of record and stat.
We were putting it right in his face.
Yeah.
10-7.
But it makes it more interesting from our point of view.
Of course it does. But you know, as a player, as an athlete, you have to sort of put it aside.
Yeah. That's a good smash across the body of Yu Yang.
Service over. 8-10.
I think that's the same, you know, just drawing on personal experience. You know, when you get older in the game and people say, oh, you know, he's soon finished, he's over the hill and all that. It's fine, you know, but I'm still here, I'm working at it, and I just try to prove it otherwise and try to win my matches as best as possible. So, you know, whatever other people speculate, you know, you just put it aside.
Yeah.
9-10.
Good rally.
It was second time Wang Xiaoli was missing a fairly good opportunity from that position.
Well, would you believe it? One of 4
11
straight
10.
points.
Interval.
The Tian and Zhao Yunlei have the advantage at the mid-game interval. 11-10. And of course, there'll be no coaches involved because both pairs from China, so the Chinese coaching staff just leaving it to the players to get on with the match. They'll be watching it very closely, though. But it does give us an opportunity more to talk about the women's doubles draw. 25 pairs in the draw, 8 of those 25 pairs Chinese, 2 European pairs, 1 pair from the United States of America.
Yes.
Apart from that, all Asians.
Yep.
And I know everybody says, well, women's doubles is dominated by
11-10, play.
players, but you've got to be in it to win it.
Yes.
And
You've
if you're
gotta-
not, if the Europeans aren't entering, then they haven't got a chance of winning.
No. They
How
have-
do we get more Europeans to
Service over.
come to these
11
events?
all.
Well, I've asked you a question that I'm sure we're going to have to debate over our cup of tea later, but it's not an easy one to solve.
It's not an easy. It can be lots to do with funding, and
Yeah.
lots of things can play a role in a decision like that. And obviously, the dominance of Chinese pairs, going to China,
Zhao,
there will be
11.
even more Chinese pairs. And when you look at the destination Dubai, I think out of the 10 pairs, 5 of them are Chinese, if I'm not wrong.
Quite right. 5 Chinese, 2 Japanese, 2 Koreans, and just 1 Danish pair.
Yeah. So apart from
Service
the
over.
top 5 pairs as China's having, they have a lot of other pairs underneath, and it's a tall order coming here and winning, and maybe people think that in terms of funding, is that the best way of spending it?
Well, didn't
Service
miss on one
over.
occasion. That was a
13,
lovely interception
12.
from Wang Xiali.
Fourteen, 12.
No serve
Service over. 13, 14.
short of the mark. Landed well in.
Service over. 15, 13. Play. 16, 13.
I was going to say she should be disappointed with that return of serve, but a little smile between the 2 world champions. Maybe just trying to relax her partner, but now making a
17,
mistake herself.
13.
Zhao Yunlei.
Service over. 14-17.
She's made 1 or 2 errors at the front of the court today, hasn't she?
Yeah,
Sarah
and
Lee?
especially just that position there with the interception on the forehand side. That she's not missing.
No, she's got a very, very powerful
Service
smash.
over. 18-14.
Yeah, that's nice.
Service over. 15-18.
Yeah, I'm getting your point, Morton. Just too much contentment to defend from the
16,
reigning
18.
world and Olympic champions. Why on earth aren't they trying to counter-attack more?
It would definitely give them a better chance. It's always difficult to win when you, let's say, only defend. That's a tough one. So obviously they have to start to look for their chances and go for more attacks. But once again, giving it away by Zhao Yunlei. She had a chance for attack, but she played the clear,
Yeah.
and inviting once again their opponents to attack her. So just 2 points away from this first game for Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang.
No, just the one.
20. Game point.
She
16.
certainly wasn't making errors like that in the mixed doubles final, Zhao Yunlei.
Game.
First time I'm asking. Just 18 minutes
First game
of
won
play
by Wang
for
Xiaoli,
defending
Yang,
champions.
21-16.
See, Yu Yang was out of position at the front of the court, and yet they just gave the shuttle a high lift. I don't understand those tactics at all from the world champions. 21-16, opening game. Just 18 minutes of play. Umpire Richard Ting calls for the second game to get going.
Okay. Second game, level, play.
So, having taken the opening game, 21-16, defending champions. Far side of the court as we look down. Looking impressive, but I hasten to add that I think that the tactics of the reigning world and Olympic champions need to change somewhat. Yeah, that's it. There we go. Well played.
Service over, 1 love.
Oh my goodness.
2 love.
That didn't even get the green court. That was on the blue carpets around. What on earth was she thinking?
Service over, 1, 2. Two all.
That's in.
Yeah, good return.
Service over, 3, 2.
That is delightful.
Service over, 3, all.
Yeah, well left.
Service over, 4, 3.
Well, the problem with a match like this, Morton, is that the two pairs know each other's games so well. The fans here in China don't know which pair to...
It's a root for.
Yes, exactly.
4.
Yeah, I'm just checking. None of them are from Fujian province, so...
Service over, 4, all.
So no one playing home ground advantage.
Well, two very powerful smashes from Tian and the error on the drop shot.
Yeah, but you know, I think that this final day of China Open 2014 is actually quite fortunate. You know, when you look at it, when you have too many matches, too many finals with pairs or players from the same
6,
nation,
4.
they have a tendency to fizzle out, and you can see it with, you can feel it with the crowd.
Yeah.
It's completely quiet. Everybody is just sitting here watching it. They can't really take side, so to speak. The other 4 finals today
Yeah,
is having participants of different nations,
yeah.
and the crowd is up there. They're with it.
Service
They
over,
enjoy it.
5,
They
6.
take side, and it's totally different. And that's what happens often. I'm not saying always, because I think, for instance, let's just take one example, the World Championship in the men's doubles, where the two Korean pairs were playing one another. That was an outstanding match.
Yeah, it was sensational.
But you know, that's I would say,
6-all.
I wouldn't say rare, but it doesn't happen a lot. But when you have these matches with the same nation and all that, it tends to fizzle out a little bit.
Yeah, I agree 100%, but I'm going to ask the question,
7,
why?
6.
Because when I've sat down and I've watched a Wimbledon final, Jimmy Connors against John McEnroe, my goodness me, that was exciting. That was, you know, it didn't matter that they were both from America. Is it that we need to get to know the players better as personalities, as individuals?
Yes, I think it's one of the issues in badminton in general is that I'm not saying we lack personalities, but we lack that people know of the players on an individual basis.
Yes. And of course in badminton, because of a number of reasons, we tend to train together in a national training setup. And I don't think the tennis players for 1 minute, I don't think John McEnroe and Jimmy Connors ever practiced together properly, did they?
Chances were small, I think.
9,
Yes.
7.
So there's a big difference, and that's perhaps an influence on why, as you described it, sometimes finals between the same nation fizzle out. And yet this is there is some very good rallies. There's some, these are clearly the top two pairs, in my opinion, in world badminton. But because we don't have the crowd's involvement in the same way,
Service over.
it doesn't create
8,
the
9.
atmosphere that really it deserves.
Player, play. Service over. 10, 8.
Yeah, big gap. Oh, she's hit it long. Would you believe it?
Service
Hit
over.
it anyway down that forehand
9,
side, and it
10.
would have been a winner. Young, very much taking her time. I'm surprised umpire hasn't had a word.
Service over. 11, 9.
Zhao and Lei. They're very concerning. 11-9. Good game interval in favour of the defending champions. What's interesting, they're not really communicating. Very little talk between Tian and Zhao Yunlei.
Ready? 11, 9. Play.
Gone wide.
Service over. 10, 11.
Service fault called, struck above the waist. surprised.
Service over. 12-10.
Yun, service judge.
Hey!
13-10. Service over. 11-13. Twelve, 13.
Back level.
13 all.
You know, it's funny, Morton. Just sort of thinking back to our conversation there. You know, other sports, I'm thinking about other sports, Ovet, both 800 and 1500 metre runners, both British.
Yeah.
And I think their rivalry was more intense because they were from the same nation. And I think you and I have discussed on occasions that when I was playing another
13 all.
Brit,
Play.
gosh, I wanted to win.
That was always the most difficult, was to play
Yeah.
same nation, own nation.
And it is, that's a very good point, Morton, because it's difficult because you do know each other's style of play. And, you know, but there is no reason in badminton why we shouldn't have, well, this is a much better rally. Oh, it's a poor error
Service
to
over.
end it, but
14.
You know,
Got the crowd going.
yeah, and that's good. Well,
Okay, player, ready?
last year we were supposed to have this very same women's doubles final. Same two pairs in the final, but it never happened. I don't know if you remember that, Morton.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't know. I wasn't here.
Yeah. Obviously, and you Young were given the walkover.
$15-13.
In the final of the women's doubles in 2010 as well here at China Open.
So lucky that
Yeah.
did not happen again.
Yeah, exactly.
Ready?
This is much better. Yeah. Good rally.
Service over. 14-15. Play.
Well, should work the opportunity, Wang Xiaoli.
So once again, back to all square. 15 all.
Ready? Play. Sixteen, 15.
That's well played by Zhao Yunlei at the net. That's sort of showing a little bit of the promise that she played in the mixed doubles as well earlier today.
Well, Yu Yang busy tying her shoelaces at the side of the court. Now this is where the umpire, I think, should be insisting players play on.
Yeah, there's a lot of so-called time wasting here.
Yeah.
Play.
16-15.
Service over. 16 all.
Yeah, when it works, I'm not saying it's not working, but she has made some mistakes today.
Yes.
I think that's, I don't know if it's uncharacteristic, but she has made some mistakes I didn't expect her to do.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Service over. 17, 16.
That was the sort of tactics that we talked about earlier, that
Yeah.
you know, should this pair in red win, they need to start attacking a bit more, because playing as defensive as they've done is definitely not the way. That's a beautiful flick serve. Really, really good.
18,
So we're edging
16.
closer to a third game here. Really got caught, didn't she?
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but I find it
Service over.
interesting that
17, 18.
Tian King is sort of, every time there's a drop shot for Zhao Yunlei, she's actually in to cover it for her partner at the front of the court. So she's got to cover 3/4 of the court, where Zhao Yunlei is just covering herself.
Well, there's a challenge here from Yu Yang.
Young challenge.
She's losing it.
Call out.
It is out.
Yeah, I think what was perhaps influencing her to make a challenge was the fact that her opponents were calling the shuttle before the line judge had made a decision.
Yeah.
They didn't really like that. And it is out.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining.
So 2 points away from the
Service
second
over.
game, the number 2
19,
seeds.
17. 20, game point 17.
Oof, the back of the net cord for Yu Young.
Service over, 18, 20.
Oh, enormous pressure now on Wang Zhao to see if she can save these 2 game points and get them back to 20 all.
Woefully short of Tian Ching.
19, 20.
Last of the game point opportunities for the world champions. Yeah, and it's third time lucky. It is 1 game all.
Second game,
The
won
women's
by
doubles
Tian
final.
Ching,
21-19, the second game.
21, 19.
In
1
favour
game
of the
all.
world and Olympic champions.
Yang. Yang. Second, 20 seconds. Ready? Final game, level, play.
So here we go with the third and deciding game. Oh, that's more lively. That's how she was like in the mixed doubles final.
Service over, 1 all.
Oh, Yu Young standing at the net where the shuttle had landed but refused to pick it up.
Service over, 2-1.
champions, in my opinion, are definitely trying to work and keep the
Service
shuttle
over.
on
2
Young.
all.
We said in the opening game that there were question marks at the beginning of the year about her stamina, her fitness.
Service over. 3-2. Service over.
I must say that if Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang is not able to win on a day when their opponents are not really playing up to scratch, and they have destination Dubai and everything else to play for,
Yeah.
I see it's very difficult for them to win in the future if they can't win on a day like this.
Yeah. Well, we've been surmising, haven't we, all week about, and in fact, for the last few months, about future women's doubles partnerships.
Absolutely, they have
Yeah.
so many options and choices. That's once
Service over.
again
4-3.
a quite grave mistake by Wang Xiaoli there. She moved well enough for the shot and gave herself the opportunity, but she missed it sorely.
Oh, that's delightful.
That's on the other
Service
hand was a
over.
very nice
4
shot.
all.
Yeah.
Gây uy lực.
Yeah. Called a fault, touched the shuttle, Tian
Yeah.
Ching.
Well spotted by the umpire.
Yeah. See the shuttle move slightly.
Service over. 5 all.
Couldn't help but think, Morton, when we were at the Uber Cup finals in Delhi earlier this year, and in the final,
Service over.
perhaps it was the
6-5.
semi-final, can't quite remember, and we saw Wang Xiaoli playing with Zhao Yunlei,
Yes.
and it was awesome.
That was a very, very good doubles.
Yeah. Oh. Now the crowd beginning to get involved.
Service over. 6 all.
Yeah, we talked about that. That might be the future doubles that they were pushing for the Olympics, but somehow I find it difficult, because otherwise they have to start to put these doubles in place.
Yes.
And this was in May, which is 6 months ago. We talked about it, and I think time is kind of running out for that experiment. So chances are that they will stick to what they have here. But somehow there is one of the young doubles that seems to have lost momentum completely, and I think that they're not top seed in this tournament.
They were indeed. It was
Service over,
Wang
7-6.
and
Tian.
well, yeah.
And they won what 9 or 10 tournaments in a row, and I don't know how many finals and so on. And suddenly they totally lost momentum.
Yes, they have.
Sorry. Sorry. Eight, 6. Service over, 7-8. Delay.
If only there'd been this intensity
Service over, 9-7.
in the first 2 games, Morton, because this has now developed into a very interesting contest.
Yeah, much better play now.
Service over, 8-9.
I think that Chan Ching has been the best player on court. This one here is a beautiful one as well. I think she has been by far the best player on court. Of the 4 players.
Yeah, we were saying that in their semi-final against Matsutomo and Takahashi, weren't we? Very impressed with her. Well, it's very interesting. Wang Xiaoli has stayed on court. She's the only one of the 4 players to stay on court. All the others have gone off. Tail down. Oh, now she goes. Now, this is where, Morton, the court's been mopped. Get the players back on.
Okay, ready? Play. Service over.
Not sure I
10,
would have gone for
9.
the line there.
I don't think she completely made that decision. It's just happened, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was a good choice of shots because on a few other occasions, had she gone straight, she has made mistakes. So yes, I think that was a good choice.
11-9,
Advantage
interval, Tian N.
for the defending champions. The mid-game interval of the third game.
Dưới đây. 11-9, play. Service over, 10-11.
Service short.
Service over, 12-10.
Going wide. Good work from Wang Xiaoli.
13-10. Yeah.
Oh, hang on, wait a minute. The umpire telling her to change the shuttle. Did any of the players ask to change the shuttle?
Surely. Otherwise, he wouldn't ask.
No. Yep. It's landed in. Oh, yep, against challenge.
Zhao
Maybe a wasted challenge.
Call in.
Hawkeye asked to adjudicate. I thought it was in. Yeah.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. 14-10.
Well, that's the biggest points difference we've had so far in the deciding game.
Play.
It's good you said deciding game, because I was already starting thinking we have had more than 4.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the scores of the first game, 21-16.
Yeah.
Service over, 11-15. Service over, 16-11.
She perhaps realises that was maybe their last chance. They have to believe that this gap can be closed. It is only 5 points. Oh, I challenge that. Did you see that one?
No,
Service
I
over,
didn't see it.
12-16.
The monitor was just in the way.
Yeah, good work.
13-16.
Well, they've really rallied well. Rallied as in fought back.
Yes, as in.
Why do we have so many words in English that are said exactly the same way that have totally different meanings?
But it's a wonderful language. It's a big language. You have so many options if you're able to control it.
Goodness me.
15-16.
Fresh air shot. How often do you see that?
Once a year.
It's the one after this that when she was lunging forward, we didn't get to see it.
Service over, 17-15.
That's a good shot. Oof, it's called long.
Service over, 16-17.
Oh, that's a super idea.
Service over, 18-16.
Missed it.
19-16. Player.
2 points away from making history. Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang. Good flick serve. Oh, it's long. Well, Zhao Yunlei actually indicated that she wasn't ready, and therefore a let should technically have been played.
Yes, because that comes
Service over.
first.
Yeah.
17 to 19. Thai into play.
Well, Zhao Yunlei indicated we definitely need to see this again. Here we go. Look, she indicates, holds her hand up saying, I wasn't ready.
And then it's called out afterwards.
Exactly.
Delay. Ready?
Having a few odd decisions today by the umpires.
That's called good.
Service over. 20. Match point 17.
3 match point opportunities for the defending champions.
Service over. 18-20.
It's landed in. Oh, the challenge.
On it.
Yep, you may as well. It's a match point
Wang
opportunity.
Xiaoli. Challenge. Call in.
Yes, that's in. That's clearly in.
It's nowhere near being
No.
out.
Challenge unsuccessful. No challenge remaining. 19-20.
What about 29 all?
We've never commentated on one of those together, have we?
No, no, we haven't. I've never commentated on 29 all.
Well, it is now 20 all. The 3 match points for the defending champions have come and gone. Zhao Yunlei
21.
plays what should be a relatively easy shot as a world and Olympic champion and plays it into the bottom of the net. Extraordinary. Look at the delight from the 3-time defending champions. This means that there's a 4th match point opportunity. A 4th opportunity to win a 4th straight title here in China. They've done it. The net cord from Yu Yang. And for the first time ever, a pair has won 4 consecutive titles here at the China Open. Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang defeat the world and Olympic champions. 3 games, the first 2 games, lacked the spark that I had expected to see throughout the entirety of this match. But the third game was an absolute thriller. 22-20 in the deciding game, an hour and 12 minutes. And once again, for a 4th consecutive time, Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang are the champions here in China.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to present awards to the sponsors of THAIHOT China Open 2014, part of the MetLife BWF World Superseries Premier.
各位领导、各位嘉宾、观众朋友们，接下来我们要向赞助商颁发泰和2024年中国羽毛球公开赛赞助商纪念奖。
Let's welcome Mr. Yang Yiming, Deputy Secretary of Communication Committee of the Community Party of China, Major of the Fuzhou Communication People's Parliament, to present awards to Ms. Li Zhujun, the Marketing Director of Indoor Sports Department of Cleaning Company, and Mr. Wang Qizhen, the President of THAIHOT Group.
让我们以热烈的掌声欢迎中共湖州市委副书记、市人民政府市长杨一民为泰和集团董事长黄奇森先生、李宁公司市内运动事业部市场总监李竹君女士颁发纪念奖。请嘉宾们合影留念。
The following awarding ceremony will be the THAIHOT Cup Women's Doubles.
接下来进行的是女子双打比赛的颁奖仪式。
So the women's doubles finalists invited onto centre stage, and for the World and Olympic champions Tian and Zhao to settle for second best.
获得冠军的是来自中国的王小李、于洋。
But for a 4th time, Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang win the title here at the China Open. In fact, as a women's doubles pair, they've never lost here at this particular tournament.
为获奖运动员颁发奖函。
Xiao Li and Yu Yang. A 28th Super Series title, a 13th Premier Super Series title. Of course, the first year of the Premiers, 2011, they won the Grand Slam. I wonder if that will ever be achieved again. They won all 5 Premier events.
Let's welcome Mr. Wang, the president of THAIHOT Group, to present the prize money.
请泰和集团董事长黄奇森先生为获奖运动员颁发奖金。
Prize money, the trophies, the mascots. For Wang Xiao and Yu Yang.
请颁奖嘉宾和获奖人
Fourth title
合影留念。
of the year. 3 consecutive titles in 3 tournaments played. Denmark Super Series, French Super Series, and now here in China.
For the THAIHOT Buffet, women's double